Hi Collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for showing up today. I truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. Today is Friday the 13th and today is Divine Feminine Day. So on Friday the 13th, honor your divine feminine. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing as a feminine in your divine light, go do that. Me, myself, I'm going to go get a massage. So I wanted to do this reading today because I pulled these cards and I saw a very distinct progression of something happening here. And when I meditated on it, I found that there are three groups of people in the collective at this time. We have some that are in this void, which is kind of a transitional period. You don't feel much of anything because maybe you're doing inner work, maybe you're building something. There's not much going on yet because it's sort of a blank space. You're creating something, you're building something. Then there's this group of people who are going through more of a dark night of the soul, who are purging a lot, possibly with their emotional stuff, with their old ways of being. It could even be ancestral lineage stuff like the traumas and again, the patterns. And those people may be, the vision that I saw was crying and screaming at the same time. And that's just a very intense emotion if you really think about it. That's like literally feeling like you are being ripped open from the inside out. Then the third group is sort of they've gotten past those two stages. They're in this eternal bliss stage. Okay, they've reached the other side. Either that or they have just stepped foot on the other side. But anyways, they feel more that bliss, that happiness, that joy, that expansion that comes from being in the void and being from the dark night of the soul. So that is what our reading is going to be about today. And if that sounds good to you, let's jump right in. I do want to start with, I have this perpetual calendar, and it goes along with this reading today. So for December 13th, it says, no person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow. I want to say that again. No person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow. Now it says this is written by Alice Walker. I didn't look that up. I don't know who that person is, but I believe that is great advice and it fits very, very well with today's reading. So let's get into a brief rundown of these and I'll read on each of these and we'll build on the piles. The first one that came out is Speak Your Truth. So this is throat chakra. Archangel Gabriel. It says, thank you, Gabriel, for helping me to speak with integrity. So this is how it starts. So if you want to think about that screaming and crying, that's your voice being activated. Again, we go back to that thing that I just showed you with the silence. Divine feminines have been silenced for a long time, and our voices are now being activated. And not only are they being activated, but we are using them. We're saying enough is enough. I don't have to be silent anymore. And again, it's for whatever you choose to speak about. So it could be, you could be an activist and there's a particular group of people that you feel have been injusticed or, forgotten or whatever the case, and you're speaking up about them. Maybe it's for yourself. Maybe it's for your own gender. Maybe it is for your type of people, whatever the thing you're speaking up about is. We're activating our voices and we're using them. Now, the next one we have is the inner voice. Okay, so that's two things here that speak about your voice. Thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. And if you think about it this way too, this is sort of what your inner voice is. It could be angels relaying messages to you. It could be your ancestors. It could be source. It could be gods, goddesses, spirit animals even. Your higher self. So listen to that inner voice. Okay. Now, if the inner voice is negative and tells you to do bad things and, maybe that's the wrong inner voice you're listening to. But this is what we're tapping into, okay? So this could be that some of us are becoming clairaudient. We're listening more to that inner voice. And the next one is honor your feelings. Archangel Haniel. Thank you, Haniel, for supporting me as I honor my emotions. All right. So this is for the people who have been told that you're too much. You're too sensitive. You're too emotional. I can't deal with it. Guess what? That's your superpower. And now we're learning to honor our feelings. We're not shoving them down. And again, that even had to do with some of us, we spoke about our feelings and it was shut down. And now we're saying, you know what? My feelings are valid and I'm going to speak my feelings. Last one we have here, and again, this to me is like the end result. Love and accept yourself. Thank you, angels, for lovingly guiding me to self-acceptance. This is like what you get at the end, okay? So you want to talk about the screaming and crying in the void and then the bliss. This is it. This is like the progression of how we get there, all right? And I will say, most people think of spirituality as like love and light, and it's not always all that, okay? We get to that point and we have that within us, but the whole aspect of just being love and light is absolutely ridiculous. Throw it out right now. Yes, we have love and light, but we also carry our shadow and our darkness. And the object to ascension is to balance all of those within ourselves, integrate it, okay? So I have met many people's shadows, especially giving Reiki sessions. You kind of see some of that stuff. And the majority of people tend to like hide it away. Like they've been led to believe in their lives that I can't integrate my shadow self because nobody will accept that version of me. So they tuck them away in a cave or a jail cell or something like that, and they believe that it's a bad thing and they don't want to integrate it. But the whole process of awakening and the spiritual process is loving your shadow self, acknowledging your shadow self. This includes your inner child and all the various versions of you. So that's what today's reading is going to be about. Thank you for sticking around. I just saw 2222. So again, repeating numbers. I do want to start with getting some angel numbers. So let's get a little more on this and then we'll dig into each pile. This is going to be a beautiful reading. All right, we have 5577. Wishes come true. Keep moving forward. Abundance and happiness. Spiritual awakening. This is to confirm that the upcoming changes you are about to make are right on target, bringing abundance to your body, emotions, or mind. Keep going in this direction and you will soon see some signs of how these changes and add more richness to your life and the lives of others around you. All right. Yep, 55 is definitely about change. 6699. Let go of the attachment. Harvest growth and continue to pay attention. Guard the beauty. Let go of your attachment to your items, especially if you have a strong attachment to a certain type of material. This sequence of numbers asks you to release this attachment and withdraw from it. And this message represents that the things that you have sold or lost in your life are about to be replaced by something better. So to me, this one specifically talks about that void. Okay, so Spirit always asks you to take that next step into the unknown without knowing what's going to happen. And again, if it's stuff you had to give up or leave behind, that's what's about to be replaced. All right, and last one, 4455, major changes, help, guardianship, prosperity, and abundance. Now your angels are working on assisting you with one of the major life changes. All right. So that's where we're starting today. We're going to start with the first pile and read on that one. So we have Speak Your Truth. And this is the Angel Prayers Oracle deck by Kyle Gray. All right. Archangel Gabriel. The angels around you at this time are encouraging you to speak your truth. It has reached a point in your life where you must be honest with yourself and all of those around you. If you're holding anything in or you feel the need to share something with those who matter most to you, then do so. As you share your truth, you will create an openness in your heart that will enable you to receive extra support and guidance from the angels in heaven. If you're constantly saying yes when really you want to say no, or someone around you is making you feel that you're losing all sense of yourself, now is the time to speak up. The angels are encouraging you to be honest about what you want. You may be telling yourself you don't want a specific situation in your life, but it's time to be real. What do you want? Whatever your truth, Archangel Gabriel is encouraging you to speak up now. Gabriel's name means God's strength, and she is the angel of mothers and of communication, the ultimate nurturing angel who can help us feel safe and supported in emotional situations, especially if they have anything to do with integrity or truthfulness. Gabriel surrounds all of those who call on her in a pink and white nurturing light, and she holds us like a mother. Allow her into your life so that you can speak honestly with the light of integrity in your heart. All right. So now that's tying back to that saying that I said here, where no person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow. So what we're looking at in our lives now is what's holding us back from doing what we want to do in our lives. Is it a person? Is it old ways of thinking, belief systems, that sort of thing? That's what we're speaking up about and against. I don't choose that for myself. And if you have a person who is trying to stifle you, you're saying, you know what? I don't accept this way of being, and I choose silence. And it's perfectly okay for you to choose silence because some people don't deserve your time. All right, let's get into the tarot on this particular pile and see what else we have. Tell me more about this, Archangel Gabriel, and speak your truth. Tell me more about that. Okay, we have the Six of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. All right. I love this. So we do have potentially someone from your past. And what I'm getting with this one is if it is a relationship, and actually it could be any relationship, platonic, familial, romantic, any kind of relationship. If you've been in that relationship for a while, you may be remembering the beginning when it was good, and some things have changed along the way, or maybe you were just more blind to things and now you're observing things a little more closely and you notice that it's not the way you initially perceived it to be. Spirit is giving me the message to say, don't hold on to that, hoping that it will go back to the way it was in the beginning. See how it is now. Don't live your life in the past. Don't live it in the future. Everything is the here and now. How is this dynamic between you and this person in the here and now? Is it serving you? Is it serving your highest good? Do you feel that you are allowed to speak your truth and grow, or do you feel that you are being silenced or stifled? That's your thought for the day there. And I am getting keep moving forward. All right. So again, spiritual awakening, we're waking up to this. So it's very likely that whatever this relationship is, in the beginning it was good, what we perceived to be good. And maybe there were red flags, but we ignored them. And maybe again, our upbringing taught us to ignore them. But now that we are being awakened and now more aware of what's going on, we're looking at it going, why did I ever accept this behavior? Here's the Seven of Pentacles. This is about planting your own seeds and watching them grow. It can also signify needing to have patience at this time. Nothing happens overnight. If you think about however old you are, okay, that's your entire life's worth of, ingrained things in your doing, your brain, your whatever, your living. And that comes from societal norms, that comes from ancestors and your upbringing and even your schooling. So have patience with yourself as you're learning to outgrow some of these things, okay? And even when dealing with people, because it can be hard to just sever a tie and walk another way, especially if it's a family member and you have to see them at family parties, especially with the holidays here coming up. There's going to be times when you're going to have difficulty and you may struggle a little. And that's okay, but that's part of the journey. We all make mistakes. Maybe you have noticed the signs and the red flags and you've said, okay, I'm going to cut this person off, or I'm going to talk to them less. I'm not going to go out of my way to reach out to them, and I'm not going to be bending over backwards for them because I realized they would never do it for me. Understand that if you've gone years and years and years with this behavior, it's going to take some time to unlearn it. And it's also going to take some time to have that other person realize the new you and the new way you want to do things. So set your boundary. They're going to test that boundary. And they may even blatantly step over the line and break that boundary. But that's your red flag to say, okay, I don't deserve to be treated this way. I have to give you my silence or turn my back. And it doesn't matter how much they cry over it. You have to do what's right for you, okay? So we're in the era of doing what's right for ourselves and not at the expense of our own energy. All right. Anything else for this pile? I've got the 5 of Wands. All right. So you may have a combative person that doesn't want to go. And that was kind of what I was getting at with it. Justice is going to step in, though, and level things out for you. So let's just talk about that for a second. If you do try to sever a tie with somebody and they put up a fight, may even get aggressive with you, argue with you, remember that it's not worth your energy. They are upset because they were taking something from you and you have been giving it to them for however long, and now they're upset that they don't get it for free anymore. So they are going to put up a fight, okay? What I'm hearing with this Justice card is that you are only required to set that boundary and give them your silence or give them your back, like I'm walking away now. And if they continue to come forward, continue to try to step over your boundary, continue to, get something from you, your only job at this point is to continue to uphold your boundary. Because justice is going to step in and going to take care of this. Okay? There's not a fight unless you fight. The other person may try to fight. Imagine 2 people standing side by side, right? This is the angry person and this is you. They're going to be like, hey, I want your energy. Hey, hey, hey. And you stand here strong with your boundary, right? They can only take so much of this. They're going to realize they're not getting anything from you. And they're going to walk away and go find someone else. All right? That's how it works. And it may take some time. Again, you may get the lashback, the arguments, the combativeness. But over time, that will dissipate and justice will take care of it. All right. Let's get into the next pile, which is the inner voice. All right, so thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. The angels are now ready to bring you guiding thoughts and feelings and inspiring words. Within you is a strong and resilient voice that they are able to use to send you guidance. So take some time to listen within. You've been asking for help and support from the higher realms, and they are now ready to guide you lovingly to the next step. Any loving guidance that you are hearing at this time is 100% from source. Trust it. The inner voice is very subtle, and it takes patience and the willingness to listen in order to truly hear what it says. But you will know when the angels are speaking to you, because whatever they present to you will be wholly loving and supportive, and there will be no rush. If your guidance is to do something that will bring harm to you or another person, or you are promised excessive riches, then you'll know that your ego has taken over. Close your eyes and listen. Support is there for you now. Say the prayer, then trust. All right. So these would be for the people who are in that void. So kind of the inner silence void. All right. And again, I did say that in the beginning with this one, where trust the guidance, but make sure it is for your highest good. All right. So again, they're saying that it comes from ego if it's promising riches and, whatever. So trust it and know that it comes from source. All right, let's get into the tarot on this pile. Tell me what we have to go with this, please. All right, we have the Lovers. All right, 10 of Cups and the Devil. Look at that. That's crazy. All right, very good. This makes me laugh a lot. And then look at the bottom is the 2 of Cups, guys. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So with the inner voice, in the reading, it did say, trust it because it comes from source. But if it's from the ego, don't trust it. This is exactly like the angel and the devil on your shoulder, right? Do I trust the one that wants me to do the right thing, or do I trust the one that wants me to do the bad thing? You have to choose, because ultimately the choices you make are what are going to bring you your ultimate happiness. Now, we also have a 2 of Cups here. Lovely partnership, soulmate energy. The Lovers can also be very high vibrational soulmate energy. But what I'm getting with this is not to be tempted, okay? You do have a choice. You always have a choice. If you want this happiness and this soulmate energy, you have to choose the right things. Part of the Lovers is balance and unity. Learning within yourself to balance your own light and dark, your own masculine and feminine, your own high vibrational and low vibrational. So with that, if you want this happy ending and this happy life, it's not just an ending. It's not like a means to an end. It's like, here we go, and then we go on from there. This partnership and this bond is waiting for you. There may also be a second soul that's external to you that's going to help you through this, because maybe they are also struggling with similar choices and figuring out what to do and what not to do. And is it my ego guiding me, or is it love that's guiding me? All right. So again, take it to how you feel. The feel of things is the most important. All right. If it feels good and it feels like happy and loving, that's probably your right choice. But if it feels too good to be true, or that it might hurt you in some way, again, if it stifles your growth, or if it demands your silence, I'm also getting to if it's not your authentic self, if it requires you to alter yourself or wear a mask or be somebody that you're not, these are the ones that we want to avoid, okay? All right. Let's jump over to the next pile. This is Honor Your Feelings. Archangel Haniel. Thank you, Haniel, for supporting me as I honor my emotions. You're allowed to be emotional, and it's completely natural to express your emotions. The angels are encouraging you to acknowledge how you feel and express that in a positive and loving way. You are a sensitive soul, and probably more sensitive at this time, but this is great. When you express your emotions, you're expressing how much you care about a situation. And when you begin to acknowledge how you feel, you come into a deeper alignment with yourself. Your sensitivity is not a curse, but a gift from God. You are being encouraged to clear your emotions out by honoring how you feel and being honest with yourself. You will then be able to express who you truly are and will come into alignment with the gifts and talents that you have to share with the world. Haniel is a goddess archangel of the moon. Her name means the grace of God, and she's a powerful angelic force that helps us access our gifts and talents. She can help us unlock our empathic, intuitive abilities too. But in order for this to happen, we have to connect with the deepest emotions that we're feeling now. Let Haniel support you in this and allow her moonlit aura to help you shine with grace. All right. Goddess of the Moon, again, divine feminine. There it is. Very feminine energy. I love it. So, let's get some tarot on this. Talk about emotions. Let's get more on this. Honor your feelings for Archangel Haniel. The Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. All right. The Queen of Wands. Look at that. I love it. One more, please, Spirit. And the Sun. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Bottom of the deck is the King of Cups. So let's talk about this. It feels like there is something within us that we're honoring at this time. And it is our passionate, divine feminine selves, our feminine energy, okay? Our confidence, our strength, our warrior-like self. The Queen of Wands, you know, some people give her a bad rap because, you know, she is very sensual and very sexual and can be considered like overtly sexual. But I want you to look at her in a different light and look at her as being passionate and loving and caring and fiery, okay? She's very fiery. And although she can be misconstrued, she is the shit in my opinion, all right? That's just my opinion. She's honoring her body. She's honoring her vessel. Yes, she's very sexual, but she knows what she's doing with it. She's not going around and giving it to anybody. She's preserving it for those who deserve it. And if the person that is approaching her doesn't deserve it, then she's not going to give it, okay? It's like her energy is her magic, and she's only giving it to those who deserve it and honor it, all right? Now, with the Sun card, this is about us honoring our inner child. And this is happiness and success. It closely resembles the Ten of Cups, all right? It is about our joy and our confidence. So 2 cards here representing confidence. That's what we're falling into here. Now, Spirit is giving us new opportunities, new resources, and stability and manifestation. So how do we get this? It's a gift. Honor your feelings, and guess what? Here's your gift. You're standing up for yourself. You are being strong. You're honoring your passion, your joy, your vitality. It is a beautiful, beautiful feeling. Now at the bottom here we have King of Cups. This could be a masculine energy. This could be a water sign masculine energy. But it could also be you just mastering your emotions. Okay, honoring your feelings is a watery energy. It does not have to be a masculine here. It could be you within your own heart who is balancing your head and your heart. So however you want to look at this, this could be a counterpart who wants to come at you and sees you in your beautiful, confident, radiant energy. But it could also be just that you're masculine within yourself, honoring your feelings and being that watery self. And even they're showing this shell here. It's very much mimicking here the lotus flower. So very watery energy, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's get into this last pile and read about love and accept yourself. Thank you, angels, for lovingly guiding me to self-acceptance. You are doing so well on changing your old habits and thoughts that the angels are now encouraging you to take the next steps along your pathway, which are to approve of yourself and then love who you truly are. You are a divine, perfect, loving, and lovable child of God, and it's time for you to look at yourself through these spiritual eyes. Take a moment to look back on your achievements and then wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself some well-deserved love. Your self-esteem and confidence have taken blows of shock and trauma over the years and are no longer serving you. The angels want nothing more than for you to be at peace with your life, and they are here to help restore your faith and confidence in yourself. You have the magnificent ability to live a life you love. Take time today to realize that you are loved unconditionally by heaven, and then take some steps towards loving yourself just the same. This is the key to opening up your good heart. All right. I love that it referred to confidence because we have the Queen of Wands here and we just talked about that. So it's kind of like, again, I said the progression of how we move from this to this. It very much felt like that. So we're starting over here by just using our voice, then trusting our inner voice, then honoring our feelings, and then lastly, loving and accepting ourselves. All right. Let's get some tarot on that. Tell me about this love and accept yourself. The Ten of Swords. Okay, so it did say in the card we're leaving behind old ways of doing things, old habits, old traumas. That's exactly what I'm seeing right there. It's like you can't possibly be more, and I'm going to say the word dead, because that's kind of what the Ten of Swords is. But think of it as a death and a rebirth. You can't go any lower than you are. You have experienced the most swords in your back from these habits and these traumas that you've experienced. There is nowhere to go but up from here, okay? So even with your wounds, you're picking yourself up and you're saying, you know what? I still love and accept myself. I don't care who put these swords in. That's where I'm going to let them go and say, I don't deserve that. Okay? Each sword could be for every person that silenced you, who stifled your growth, who didn't want to see you change and evolve. You're pulling those swords out and you're saying, you know what? I don't deserve this. What I do deserve is to love and accept myself. What else? The Queen of Cups. There she is. Beautiful lady. Beautiful lady. So again, honoring our intuitive side, our emotions, our feelings. It's like our compassion with ourselves. It's even healing, all right? Water is very healing. And we could think of it as, now that those swords have been removed, we have all these open wounds from where they were. Our intuitive, nurturing, motherly inner selves are coming in to tend to those wounds and say, it's okay. I forgive myself for putting up with it, and for those who put the swords in, maybe some of them are even your own swords. You know, the self-sabotage can also be the case. But you're stepping up and saying, I deserve better, and I'm going to give myself better. Let's get one more for this pile. There we go. The Four of Wands. Yes, I am building a solid foundation for myself. And this may even include help from others. Maybe you are coming into a group and you're all acknowledging that you're all going through the same phases here, and you're honoring each other's journey and helping each other to grow. And sometimes it's even just because you talked about it. Oh, you experienced this crazy relationship dynamic, so did I. And you relate to that person on it. And what that's doing is it's teaching you how to build now solid foundations. It's giving you a sense of belonging and stability. It could even be celebrations. Maybe it's weddings. Maybe it's parties you're going to. But what you're doing is you're honoring the cycles of your life. Bottom of the deck here is the Chariot. So we are moving forward. We're learning how to balance our masculine and feminine, our light and dark. And we're steering that chariot towards what it is that we want. We're focused and determined to go forward. We're not just going to lay here in this energy anymore because nobody wants to be there, right? We are the ones that have to pick ourselves up and heal ourselves. Think of your inner self, your higher self, as your loving motherly energy. And if you didn't have one of those growing up, like an example of a good mother, then this is what you're building within yourself right now. That's what you're learning how to do by speaking your voice, trusting your inner voice, honoring your feelings, and loving and accepting yourself. So that you can now turn and be that loving, nurturing energy to others. The world needs it right now. That's what's been missing. Okay. Let's go a little deeper. We're going to get into this deck. This is Believe in Your Own Magic. Give me some more cards. Okay, that one and this one. Evil Queen, you deserve sugar, not salt. You hear that? That's for you. You don't deserve to be treated terribly or unfairly. Okay? Someone may have promised you sugar and gave you salt. And that's how all those swords got there. You trusted them, you believed them, and they didn't honor their word. Be honest with yourself. Okay, that already came out. There was another card about being honest with yourself. It could have been the Speak Your Truth or the Inner Voice. But what this is signifying is, we all have our inner voice. And I could give you a great example. There's a lady that I did a Reiki session with the other day. And she said to herself after it was all done, I thought I was doing a pretty good job with myself. But I see that there are still things that need to be addressed or to be healed. Okay. And again, it wasn't in like a negative way or anything like that. It just was kind of an acknowledging that there may still be stuff dug down deep that maybe you didn't even know was there. Okay. So it's not a blame like, oh, you're not addressing your stuff and you're not doing the right thing. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with being honest with yourself. All right. Sometimes our coping mechanisms is making it easier to control our life's dynamic or trajectory. And so we try to, control things, control outcomes, control people even sometimes. And what we're not looking at is the swords. And that's where we need to be honest with ourselves. How many swords are there in the back? Maybe I thought there was only 3, but really there's 10. I got to now pull each sword out one by one and address it. Feel it, let it pass, and then heal it. All right. I also want to say, too, with this card, she's covering her mouth. So again, that goes back to the divine feminines being silenced or stifled. So there was a point in time, again, maybe a coping mechanism where we were told not to speak our truth. Your truth doesn't matter. There's that saying about children where they should be seen and not heard. I've heard so many people who grew up with that methodology. And we are just not in that realm anymore. So that is one of those coping mechanisms or belief systems that we are outgrowing. We're taking that hand off the mouth and saying, I use my voice. I speak my truth and my feelings matter. My voice matters. And if there is anybody that opposes that, you know what to do. Okay, what else do we have here? We have Clover. Release your guilt. Okay, so for some of you who have this person from the past, this relationship, and again, could be current, but I'm getting that if it's from the past, it's been like a long-standing situation. Some of them have on purpose manipulated you to make you feel guilty for leaving them. Let's get an example. Maybe they are your mom. And again, I don't know who this pertains to, but it could pertain to anybody. You're the only child, or you're the only child left that didn't move away or say, Mom, I see your BS and I don't want that in my life. The other kids have walked away already and you're the one that's left that's still kind of feeding the monster, I'm going to say. And they make you feel guilty if you ever do try to walk away. Like, oh, my other kids all left me. You're the only one left. You can't leave. You know, I need you. I need you to do this for me. And I need this. I need this. And you have to help me. There's no one else. The thing with that is if it is detrimental to you, then you shouldn't be there. I mean, there's a lesson in that. So if there has ever been somebody who has made you feel guilty because you wanted to honor your growth and your voice and your feelings, now is the time to walk away. Because again, you can only take so many swords in your back. And the bottom of the deck here, we have nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. Exactly. So that's going back to that Six of Cups. Remember that it doesn't matter how things used to be in whatever that relationship was. What matters is how are we behaving and acting now. Don't hold on to something because you think it could get better because it used to be good, but right now it's not good. Believe what you hear and see in the here and now, because there is a saying by, I believe it's Emily Dickinson, and it is forever is composed of nows. What does that mean? That means forever is composed of nows, like the here and now. So all these moments collectively add up to forever. They're all made up of the here and now. So don't stifle yourself on behalf of someone else, especially if they don't have your best interest. All right? Only you can choose to walk away and say no, or to say yes. There's going to be times where maybe there's things that you need to say yes to, and it's unfamiliar to you, but you do it anyways. And that's what helps build these solid foundations, by honoring your feelings, by speaking your truth, by standing in your own self-confident, loving way. All right, let's wrap this reading up. I just saw 1717. All right, this is the Healing Spirits Oracle. Let's get some closing messages for the collective, please, to go with this reading. It's time to move forward. There it is. There's your message. Spirit says, keep moving forward. It's time to move forward. All right, a couple more here. You are on the right path. So that's for those people who are like, I don't know what to choose. Am I doing the right thing? Am I going the right way? There's no right or wrong choices. I just want to say that. If you choose to live in the ego and to choose these choices, the temptations, it's not the wrong path. You might just be taking the long way around, or you might be needing to learn a lesson more than once, but it's not wrong. It's not incorrect. You are the one that chooses your path. You always have a choice. There is so much more to you than you think. All right, so what this is calling out to me is for those of you who have listened to these people who have tried to sway you in one way or another. Maybe they've told you that I don't even want to perpetuate the negativity, but maybe they've told you certain things about yourself that were not pleasant, okay? Maybe they made you feel bad about yourself, unworthy, whatever it is. This is saying to honor yourself and your feelings and your voice, because there's more to you than you believe, or that you have been led to believe. Okay? If the world around you seems turbulent, stop. These are for the people who are transitioning from the dark night of the soul into the void, into the hermit mode. So, if the world around you seems turbulent, stop. What that also says to me is that there are some people out there, again, trying to control the narrative. Maybe they don't acknowledge how many swords have actually been stuck back there. And when they stop to look and feel, they're like, oh wow, there's more than I thought. All right, bottom of the deck on this one. Listen to the voice within when it persists. There it is, the inner voice. Listen to it. Especially when it persists. When it persists, it means that it's important. And it means that, again, there's maybe something that we're failing to acknowledge, or there could be fear behind it, anxiety, worry, all those kind of things. That's the 9 of Swords. So that's what comes right before the 10 of Swords. It's like the fear, the worry, the anxiety comes right before we just accept defeat. We say, all right, I can't control the outcomes, especially how other people behave. We cannot control other people. The only person we can control is ourselves. And once we acknowledge that, we can start to take these swords out one by one, look at them, feel them, let it pass, and then heal the wounds. All right. It's been a beautiful, beautiful reading. And I know that there's some darkness here, but darkness is part of the journey. The good news is that you are always loved, you are always being guided, you are always protected, and you aren't being asked to do anything other than honor yourself. Love, honor, and accept yourself. And don't pay attention to the naysayers. Again, you're going to get these people that want to argue and fight with you as you're growing, as you're walking out the door, as you're setting your boundaries. But that's their lesson to learn. Your lesson is your self-worth, your self-confidence. You're going to start to realize that as you disconnect from these people, your confidence is going to raise. Your self-love and acceptance is going to increase. You're going to be replaced with love, unconditional love. And it's also going to teach you what you don't want in your world and in your life. Okay? So that is your message for today. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. Make sure you go within so you never go without. I am a beacon of light, here to help guide you through the darkness. I wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and as always, love. Remember to fill your own cup up before you fill someone else's. Your own cup should be full, and then you give from the overflow. Never give from an empty cup. Thank you, collective. You are all beautiful, and I love you all. Take care. Bye.